off our regular meeting, we have is there any changes to the agenda?
We had a couple of additions. We had a September month-end report, because we got that finished, and then letting retirement that we just received, Team Morales, PHS Guidance Secretary. So, a few other personnel things.
With those two additions, I would entertain a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Audience participation. Before we get into audience participation, if I could indulge for a moment, I think I just wanted to, and I know there's been a lot of comments and a lot of everything in the last week or two with what occurred at the high school with David Bacon, and our sympathies certainly go out to the family and all those friends and classmates and teammates that were affected. I was thoroughly, a very difficult situation, thoroughly impressed with our administration. Mr. Condon, thank you for your leadership, and others that were associated. This really isn't fair given some of our younger participants here this evening, but if we could just start for a moment of silence for the family and support them, or continue to support them as much as we can, I would appreciate it. Thank you. For audience participation, are there members in the audience this evening that would like to speak to any agenda items? Everything's good. Okay, we'll have another chance here towards the end as well. On our consent agenda, we have a number of items that are fairly traditional. We also have some overnight trip requests that are here for consideration. The handbook. Are there any items that a board member would like to pull out separately this evening? If not, I would entertain a motion on the consent agenda. So moved. Have a motion and second to accept the consent agenda. Are there any questions or comments?
I just make a comment about Tina Morales. I was not aware she was retiring until tonight. She's been a secretary and a guidance secretary in the high school for several years, and certainly want to thank her for her work and wish her all the best at the end of the school year.
I echo Larry's sentiments. I've worked with Tina on a number of occasions, and she is competent. She'll be missed.
Thank you. We have a motion and second on the consent agenda. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. On to business transactions, and 3.1, our focus on learning this evening is from Washington Discovery Academy.
Yes, we've got some very anxious first graders, I see. Jeff Spencer, principal at Washington Discovery Academy, and his first grade team. See, I said very anxious.
All right, kiddos, I'm going to come up and take your spots, and then, so thank you, Mrs. Belty, thank you, board, and here, scoot right over here. So we're excited to tell you a little bit about our year so far. We've had, I think, a great start. Our goal is to continue to improve that rigorous project-based learning, and our students are getting the opportunity to learn that content by doing real work. And so they're going to tell you a little bit about that. And then our first grade team tonight, we've got Ms. Lazovich, Mrs. Knievel, and Mrs. Straub. And Ms. Van Loo is actually coaching our girls at soccer sectionals tonight, so she's not with us, but doing work for the community. So I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Straub really quickly to give you a little bit of background around first grade project-based learning, and then our best part of the program is our special guest, and they're going to introduce themselves in a second.
So our building is very privileged to have this unique opportunity to have project-based learning in our school. Not only do we get to learn our curriculum in math and reading and writing, but we get to use those skills that we learn to solve real-world problems, or to solve situations that might come up in our community. And so we came up with a very unique project for our first graders to tackle this first semester, evolving around not only our Plymouth community, but world and community as well. So, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Camille. My name is Connie. Hello, my name is Gracie. My name is Andrew. Our first project was all about me. We're presenting our favorite things to our classes and then making WordPad on our iPad. We put WordPad on our kid blog, even our parents had homework.
A project that was all about volunteering, giving back to the community. Right now, we are collecting shoes and helping a little girl from China who has special needs. So every time the shoes are looking at a doll, we are collecting the shoes into a little bit in a second.
So next we've got a video that our first graders created to kind of encourage our community. So we posted this on our Facebook page and used Twitter to promote the shoe drive that they're doing. So we're going to see some more of our first graders that may not be here tonight.
Hey, we're collecting shoes for a project. What? Why shoes? We're trying to help the family adopt this little baby from China. We need your shoes. I'm going to go from here. Good way. We have to ask the parents first. We bring in any kind of shoes of any sort, falling apart, dirty, you name it. Put them in green bin by the office. Thank you! We are helping the family by sorting shoes and putting rubber bands around them. Then we put them in bags. The shoes are fixed and sent to developing countries. We have collected over 400 pairs of shoes so far. The next part of our project is a blood drive. It will be on November 19th from 12:30 to 6 p.m. Our goal is 95 appointments and 5 double appointments. We hope you can donate your blood to help save your lives.
So we've got all of our different classes that are on Facebook and also links to their kid blogs. So each individual student has a blog in first grade. So in the first couple weeks of school, our students are published authors, which is a pretty cool opportunity. And then their parents have homework where they're connecting with their students and leaving comments. And in kind of exciting news, we had a blog about that published on New Tech Network's national site today. So some really positive attention as well. Questions for our kiddos?
How many pair of shoes did you guys get?
4,000.
No.
How many was it, Tracy?
400.
400. And those are going where?
To the Brown family.
Where do they live?
Do you know where the Braun family lives?
That's actually a hard question.
That's okay.
So the idea for this project came, I went to school with the father's sister. So she posted on her Facebook, hey, my brother and his wife are trying to adopt a little girl from China, and they're doing a shoe drive. So then I got in contact with the family and kind of presented it to my team and then the kids, and the kids were really excited about it. So their goal is 10,000 pounds, and I think they're at like 7,600 right now.
So you guys still need some more shoes? How long are you accepting shoes?
Until November 2nd.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, I'll bring some shoes over, okay? Kids' shoes, okay? Maybe kids'
Anytime.
Any kind, all right. Very good.
That video, right?
I was just double checking.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
I have a first grade daughter too. You guys did a really good job. Did you
Have
say
you guys
you
ever-
go?
I'm sorry?
Did you say you guys gave your parents homework?
Yeah.
How fun was that? Pretty good.
So fun.
No TV until they got it done. Have you guys ever gone outside without your shoes?
Yes.
No? I have. You step on something or hit something, could you imagine having to live without a pair of shoes. I mean, just think of the difference you guys are making for somebody that you don't even know, making a difference in their life. A lot of things we just take for granted, right? I could go into my closet and I have shoes that I didn't even know I had. But there are kids and people in the world that don't know where they're coming from, and you guys are helping those people out, so that's just awesome. Thank you.
There we go. Mr. Samuelson can go with some shoes.
Yes, you
Sorry?
should go through your closet.
Yes, you need to.
Oh, I'm going to.
Probably get the rest of them right here.
They're a really neat kind of synergy. We hosted school from Goshen earlier this month, and it was on the day that they rolled out their project. And so one of their elementary schools has partnered with us. It was actually on the Goshen Truth had an article this morning on the front page about the partnership between WDA and the school. And so they've helped contribute to our shoe drive as well.
Awesome. I'm very proud of all of you guys. All of you guys.
Thanks, guys. Good job.
Thank you.
Nice job, guys.
Good job.
Did you not watch that video?
Okay, moving on then to item 3.2, to ratify the master contract.
All right, so I present to you a master contract that reflects an agreed upon increase in the top of the base salary range, as well as an increase to the percent of new money that will go toward raises, which also includes a commitment to contribute towards teachers' insurance premiums from that new money. Also, since there was no new money this year, we agreed to offer teachers a one-time stipend for recognition for their quality performance and their commitment to professional growth. We're also able to maintain a financial incentive for those individuals choosing to retire this year. So those are some highlights. Other than that, there were some language changes that reflected changes in state statute from the legislature last session. I also want to note I appreciate Mrs. Cryer's leadership within PEA and their team in helping this process to remain amicable and in the interest of students in their school district. I appreciate that. Teachers ratified the contract last week.
Yes.
And it's presented to you for your approval.
Let's get it on the table. I'll entertain a motion to ratify the master contract.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Comments or questions? Mrs. Carter, anything you want to add? Or?
As Mr. Hartley mentioned, there was no new money this year, and so we really found ourselves in a challenging situation. And I know the teachers appreciate that the board was willing to access the rainy day funds in order to provide a stipend for the teachers. While we would like to offer our teachers more, we have to be financially responsible at the same time. And so we not only were able to offer that stipend, but we are looking towards the future, as Mr. Hartley mentioned, that when new money is available, we did raise the level of the compensation ladder, or range, I guess we should say, with the way the state wants the wording now. So that would enable teachers in the future to be able to earn more once that money does become available. And I might just add, and this is more kind of a state issue, this is a result of, the no new money is a result of the funding that has changed. And we've talked about this many times, where you have smaller corporations, medium-sized corporations, that are going to see their finances fluctuate from one year to another because of the funding formula that the state legislator has put in place.
Well, I think to a person, we wish there was more. Unfortunately, that formula, we don't have a lot of influence other than, this board directly, other than collectively talking with our legislature and what's important in the biennium budget. So that's on all of us. But fortunately, we do have the rainy day fund and the financial position that allows us to consider that stipend. Work with too many school corporations that are not in that position. I know it's not what we all want, at least there can be some recognition. So to echo Mr. Hartley, thank you for your leadership and for working together with the administration and the board. We appreciate that. Any other questions or comments? We have a motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 3.3, the enrollment report.
Sure. The ADM for our September count day for this year was 3,663. This is down from last year, which contributed in addition to the funding formula to the issue of us not having any new money this year. It's down from 3,737 at this time last year. Contributions to this, we look at, we graduated a really large senior class last year. At the same time, going into this year, we had a really small kindergarten enrollment. That was a significant contributor to the declining in student count. Based on all the other cohorts, we had a few others that showed a decline of a couple of students here and there that made up the rest of it. But that's the enrollment report and where things stand on the September count day.
Don't believe this is an action item.
Correct.
So any questions or comments? All right, thank you. Item 3.4, permission for a schedule change on October 14, 2015 at Plymouth High School. This has nothing to do with any kind of baseball scheduling going on or anything.
I promise it doesn't. Good evening. Mr. Fishback is here with me tonight to request that you entertain a recommendation to allow us to create kind of a hybrid plan for the October 14th school day. The what involved in this is that we are requesting of you the opportunity for us to host Freshman Career Day that will involve our freshmen being on campus learning about careers and also being bused off campus to local businesses. The why is that for the first time this year, the PSAT test is being offered to all sophomores and all juniors for free. Testing is going to include two really good classes. Well over 50% of our student body and a large majority of our faculty will be involved in proctoring that test as well. The way that we plan to do that, knowing that that's going to cause an immense distraction to our normal school day, is that we plan to divide the day in halves, a morning and an afternoon. The morning is the hybrid, and that's going to consist of really three different groups. You'll have the testing group, which is the sophomores and juniors. We originally thought the test was going to go from 8 until 11:30. We got additional information back just this week from the Department of Education that the test is longer this year. It's going to take an additional 45 minutes. So we're banking in a little extra time. It's going to go 8 till 12:30. Testing for those two classes. The freshmen will be engaged in Career Day, bringing in multiple guest speakers from local business, as well as routing students out to local businesses in hopes that they can do some career exploration matched with their individual career paths and hopefully find something that interests them for their future. Seniors. What are we going to do with our seniors? We'd like to give our seniors an additional opportunity to take a college visit. They have to show proof of their college visit when they return by turning that into the attendance clerk, and we'll be following up on those as well. Not all seniors will take advantage of that. We're planning for that. What we will do with those students is we're going to create rotations of activities for the senior students, including such things as going through how to properly write their scholarships, making them aware of the various scholarship opportunities that are out there. John, what am I leaving out for seniors?
We're also going to have some military people in to talk to them. So I know some of our students, we actually gave a survey that was school-wide and asked about career pathways, and we're trying to gear it towards career pathways. We had almost 200 students indicate that they would be interested in talking to military personnel. So we're trying to work them into the mix. They're working with Indiana Career Explorer to do interest inventories, to do skills assessments, to do things to help them. We'll have a number of students who still don't know quite where they want to go or what they want to do. And so we're trying to give them some direction some places to explore. We're looking at potentially a resume writing seminar, and I know they're looking at that in English as well. We've talked about bringing Work One, and I know Jim Felke is really good at some of those presentations. So,
many of you go to our annual Senior Scholarship Day, our school-wide convocation at the end of the year, and we always take pride in the fact that we give out in excess of $2 million in scholarships. What we don't talk about is the vast amount of money that's unclaimed. Hundreds of thousands of dollars go unclaimed each year because the scholarship applications aren't completed. So we want to take advantage of the opportunity to get those students going on that process sooner, making them more aware of the opportunities available for them. I know, having raised 3 children and having been in the building with seniors for as long as I have, that they procrastinate, and all of a sudden it's March and April, and it's hitting them right in the nose that we got to get to work, close our door, and get writing these scholarships. And oftentimes it's too late. So that's our request, and then in the afternoon, from 12:30 to 3:15, we'll return students to their classrooms. They won't be able to attend all their classes that day. They would simply be too short, but they will go to their last 3 classes, periods 6, 7, and 8.
And the seniors would also, if they choose, or be available to participate in the career day.
We'll have some. It just depends on the number of seniors that are going to be present on campus that day and the number of seats that we have available for the various speakers.
Is this something we should, is this going to continue?
I think it is. And this is pretty common with what a lot of schools are planning.
So so some of the juniors, would they have already taken the PSAT?
Some of them may have already taken it, yes.
hopefully all of them.
This is the new PSAT though.
So we're
It's being given for the first time this year. And it has a direct impact on many things. Of course, Merit Scholars is the big one. But it also is a qualifying test for accreditation for dual credit from colleges. If they score high enough, they're exempt from additional tests. They go right around that. And of course, it's a practice test for the new SAT that's being released to students later this year as well.
So looking ahead to next year, would the juniors who are sophomores now, what would they do next year? Would they take it again?
My understanding is the state is planning to fund.
I'm sorry?
They're going to fund the test for sophomores and juniors as far out as we know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking ahead when we have this day next year, would the sophomores now, juniors next year take it again, or would we have a different plan?
We'll definitely have that option.
To improve their scores.
Sorry?
To improve their scores, they could take it again.
But again, it's a pre-test for the SAT.
And the nice thing about this is with PSAT, they get a score report, they get a tutorial. We just try to hammer, we want juniors to have a good SAT score in their back pocket by the end of the junior year so that they're ready for college.
You're not the only one hammering that.
I'm sure. So one of the things, and the state's funding this, of course, because they want them to have exposure to the new format of the SAT and all the changes. So if we have sophomores take it this year, of course, they're going to be further ahead in the curriculum as they become juniors. It's going to give them an updated tutorial. It's going to give them more tools to work to help improve their SAT scores. So my hope is that even if they took it as sophomores, they get feedback. If they use it, that they get another chance to get updated feedback. Again, further in the curriculum, more maturity, better test-taking skills, plus another year of that tutorial and the supplemental survey or supplemental information that they get, which is really nice because it's all personalized. So, the score report I might get with the tips and things, here, work on this, here, these 12 skills you did really well on, here are 2 that you can improve on. I think as juniors, even though they took the sophomores, we would really push to take it again because, boy, that's just a ton of good stuff for them to get better scores on their SAT.
Jim, are you getting good participation with business industry, vocation, professional?
I think so. I'll let John speak to that. And John really deserves the credit for putting this together behind the scenes in terms of working out guest speakers and site visits and so forth. But John, talk a little bit about the volume of guest speakers that have come in.
Yeah, and I've got a heck of a team. I mean, it's a big group to put something like this on, so. Yeah, so I understand that, but we've got people from all over. We've got, and of course, we're setting it up so we're following the dozen or so career pathways, Indiana career pathways. So we've got everything from underwater welders to business owners to wealth management people. We've got, we're going to be taking a tour. We've got hospitality and tourism as a growing area. So we've got the Marshall County Tourism Board and Blueberry Festival coming in to do a presentation. Then we're going to bus some kids out to Swan Lake. The general manager has agreed to have his chef talk to the kids, the wedding planner, the hotel manager, the pro golf shop guy, and then give them a tour of the whole facility and how this impacts Marshall County as a whole. That's one of the career pathways. We've got, like I say, business, we've got transportation, we've got STEM, we've got several engineers coming in, several mechanics coming in, one aircraft mechanic for the students kind of following that branch. We're going to be, along with some of the construction, the welders, we're going to be taking some kids out to see PT's structure that they're building, give them a tour of the house that is going up. Pioneers coming in for agriculture. We're going to be taking some kids out to the Hooman farm to see, they've got some pretty neat technology out there with the new digester. I don't know how new it is actually, but new for, I believe, our area. So
I think it's a great day, and it's tremendous exposure for those kids, both outside and inside. So.
Yeah. And freshmen, we really want them to start thinking about that. I don't know that they really know how many different options they have. And we can get you a list if you have any interest. We'll schedule.
Do we need a motion to approve this, or?
Yes, sir.
So,
Second.
Motion second. I know you're here for approval, but I can only imagine the words it's kind of hard to line up a.
So we've shared with parents that it's contingent on the school board.
I'm sorry?
We've shared with parents an initial plan contingent upon the decision here this evening, just because we had to give them an opportunity to make travel plans and so forth. Obviously, next year will be coming sooner when we have a better idea how this works.
let us know how it goes.
We will.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
We have a motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Carol has questions.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, don't run off in case you need answers.
Hi, Carol.
Is this in lieu of or addition to other college days, career?
This is in lieu of the 2 days that we annually grant students, seniors, to visit colleges.
So it's kind of a bonus day. If they take advantage of this day, then they get 2 additional.
Did you say in lieu of, or in addition?
In addition to.
In addition to, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Item 3.5, new and revised policies and guidelines.
This is our second reading for this batch of updates to policies and guidelines. I'm willing to take any questions you may have about any of these updates. Again, most reflect changes that have come through the legislature or courts. They include updates to testing security policy, acceptable use policy, use of service animals, schools' cooperation with governmental agencies, conflicts of interest, the primary topics.
Put it on the table, is there a motion to approve the new and revised policies?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion is second. I know there was a lot here, but are there any questions or comments? Our legislature keeping folks in business here. We have motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Items, the next 3 are related to the budget process. So item 3.6, consider adoption of the 2016 budgets and resolutions.
Katie.
As presented, it's the same that we presented in the workshop. I have to even remember what month this is.
August, and then as presented for the hearing last month. And there's resolutions attached. Form 4 is one. Resolution to adopt the year 2016 debt service fund, neutrality pension bond resolution, and the goals for general fund expenditure resolution. And I've asked that you adopt those as well.
If it's okay, I know we have multiple resolutions, but I'll entertain a motion to approve all of those in one motion, if there is such a motion.
I'd make a motion to adopt the 2016 budgets and resolutions as presented.
Second.
Motion and second. I know we've had workshop and hearings, but are there any additional comments or questions? Thank you, Candy, and all involved for all the hard work. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 3.7 is consider the adoption of the 2016 capital projects plan. Anything to add?
No.
Again, this
Ditto.
was presented in the workshop and the hearing. No changes, right?
Correct. No changes.
So I would entertain a motion for the adoption of the 2016 capital projects plan.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Plan is adopted. Item 3.8, consider the adoption of the 2016 bus replacement plan. Same
No
story.
changes.
No
Same.
changes.
Same.
Okay. Entertain a motion on that resolution.
So,
Second.
Motion and second to approve the bus replacement plan for 2016. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, now we're down to superintendent remarks.
Under commitment to students, on October 1st, NASA's Kennedy Space Center conducted a Journey to Mars education event called So You Want to Be a Martian. Educators had to sign up for this opportunity mid-September. Seats were very limited, and PCSC is proud to say that Lincoln Junior High School teacher Andrew Holland embraced the opportunity and secured 42 seats for our students to be on this live NASA webcast. We get some nice publicity from that as well, so it was a good event for our kids. Under caring, just related to Mr. Stevenson's comments at the beginning of the meeting with the recent tragic event of one of our PHS students, our staff members and community have pulled together to support our students and families in an exceptional way and really demonstrated high levels of caring. High expectations, our first round of intersessions will begin over fall break. Along with the extra academic support, students will be provided with transportation and meals, and right now we have over 300 students scheduled to attend during the day. Teamwork, the Migrant After School program, started the week of September 21st, is being housed at Jefferson Elementary. The program offers our migrant student population the opportunity to engage in additional language development activities along with receiving homework support. We have 16 students participating in this program. Integrity, despite the last-minute vocational funding formula changes, our vocational directors were able to make some adjustments, which has helped to result in an increase from last year's in that area, so that's been appreciated. And under enjoyment, Principal Stephen Boyer of Menominee Elementary and the Menominee PTO held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the ADA-compliant playground on Friday evening during the school's Fall Fun Fair. Before the ribbon was cut, Mr. Boyer thanked the community in the Menominee PTO to raise more than $30,000 over the past several years to make the playground a reality. Next meetings, November 3rd, 2015 at 7 o'clock. We'll have a hearing on the lease. We passed a resolution for this evening, and then a regular meeting immediately following.
Very good. Any questions? Brady? Go back to the audience. Any questions or comments from the audience this evening? Thank you for being here. Anything else from the board? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.